Not feeling motivated, but need to get motivated? Ever been told to stop listening to your feelings? Today, I'm going to talk to you about why feelings cannot always have your best interest at heart, and why we should not always lead with our feelings and emotions, and also how this can actually be harmful to us and can actually also stop us from moving forward, from reaching our goals or from fulfilling our dreams. So, my name is Zeenat Noorani. I'm a resilience well-being coach, NLP and kinetic shift practitioner. I'm also mental health first aid trained. I work with children through to teenagers, young adults and adults, working through whatever may be holding them back in their personal or professional lives. I have a real keen interest to focus on their mental health and well-being. This is so that they can fully love themselves and live their lives even more, okay? Now, as a young girl growing up, I was probably still, to some extent, well, now even, a very emotional person. However, I'm able to evaluate and separate certain emotions which will now suit me for a better purpose and that will serve me right. Now, I distinctly remember my mother often telling me not to let my emotions run with me. What a load of cobswallop, I used to think. But now looking back, I know and understand why she would always say that to me, and only wish I'd listened to that sooner. So our feelings do not sometimes serve us in the right way, and our feelings do not always need to be listened to or even paid attention to, and will often lie. Yes, you need to connect with yourself. You need to get curious about yourself. You need to pay more attention to your wants, your needs, preferences, feelings, thoughts, ideas, etc. And it is important, but also it's important to stop listening to our emotions sometimes. The reason behind this is because the truth of what I feel like doing in this instant, in this moment, is not always the best thing for me. It's not always the thing that will be in my best interest, and it is not the thing that will help me move forward or the thing that will make me feel good about myself. So, for example, for those who are emotional eaters and who may be even struggling with, for example, weight loss, and you're wanting to get more healthy and not really eat an entire box of Krispy Kreme donuts or devour an entire box of Ferrero Rochers or whatever it is, because you feel like it. So you might feel like doing that, and that it might feel like the only thing you might like doing in that moment because your emotions are feeling it. But the question is, does that mean you do it? Does it mean that you go with that feeling, or if you know that you've really been wanting to get more healthier and more over to move your body and really just respect and value your body by getting out and exercising more, getting fresh air, getting the oxygen pumping around your body? Usually you're standing in your living room and you know that right now you need to go for a run, a swim, or even a brisk walk, but you don't feel like it. So does that mean that the feeling is going to be the thing that is actually good for you? This feeling is the feeling that you should be going with the following. So there are times that we need to pay attention to those feelings and really connect with them, and importantly, honor them. So when we are exhausted and we really need to take a break, or even when we just might need to relax and take time off, but there is a huge difference between self-care and avoidance. And on many occasions, we often use the excuses of not feeling like doing something in order to avoid it. We don't always get to feel like doing the things that we actually, that are actually best for us. We don't always get to feel like doing things, because if we are always leading with that, for those who are heart-centered people, often will lead with their feelings, and sometimes that is good, it's useful, helpful, and it's a beautiful thing. And sometimes it can just not be helpful or not be purposeful. It does not benefit us heart-centered people. It can get us into trouble, hold us back, preventing us from growing, moving forward, from reaching our goals, dreams, desires, listening to our feelings. From all of that, you ask, well, what is it that we need to do instead? So number one, I would say, instead of asking what I feel like doing, because that is not always the right question to be asking yourself, the things that you can ask yourself so that you keep moving forward, so that your feelings are in connection and congruent with living a life that is the life that you want to be living and making, and the choices that you are making in order for you to be moving towards the things that are important to you. The question that you need to ask yourself is, what do I want now versus what do I want most? This equals discipline, which is the feeling of motivation. It is just asking yourself that what I want most is this, and what I want now is this. And is this incongruent to helping me forward to what I want most? So ask, what do I want now versus what do I want most, and which is going to be in alignment with what I want the most. Okay. The second thing is to remind yourself and say to yourself, instead of what do I feel like doing, is to say, if I wish to grow, I have to stretch. The only way for me to grow, the only way to advance forward, is simply to just move. The only way anyone can grow is to stretch, and that may mean going outside of your comfort zone. The tension of being stretched like an elastic band is not necessarily a bad thing. It is helping you to grow and discover more. The problem is that we are so used to wanting everything to feel just good, easy, comfortable, that often we will keep ourselves stuck, and to keep ourselves safe. Also because we become obsessed with being comfortable all the time. And comfort is not always the best path to go by. Sometimes learning how to be uncomfortable, learning how to stretch, learning how to take the risks, learning how to make different choices, learning how to manage discomfort by learning how to sit in this discomfort and not always trying to avoid it or run away from it. So if you want to grow, you need to embrace the stretch. And what I feel like doing right now might not be in alignment with growing and stretching. So number 3, another one is, this is a direct replacement for saying to yourself, what do I feel like doing instead? Throw that phrase out of the window right now and replace it with, what is in my best interest? What is in my best interest? Sometimes what is in my best interest might be spending the afternoon wrapped up on the sofa in a duvet with popcorn and a DVD, taking a break because I've been working really hard and I just need some quiet downtime. That might be what's in your best interest. And it's not always about going and moving and accomplishing and ticking everything off your to-do list, okay? Sometimes it's in your best interest to just simply take a break, but also to know that sometimes that in your best interest is getting up, to get going, and to avoid making excuses, keeping yourself small, hidden, and in that place of avoidance. So these three are my main ones that I wanted to get across to you today. So check in with yourself so that you're not letting your feelings that do not serve you take over. Reflect whether these feelings have your back, have your best interest, because they don't always, right? Get connected with yourself, become more aligned with yourself, congruent, okay? A good way to do this also is by doing some mindfulness. Now, the purpose of mindfulness is to feel more connected, feel more aligned with yourself in regards to where you are at this moment, to where you want to be, getting your emotions, your thoughts, your feelings intact. If you are unsure about this or wish to experience or learn more about mindfulness, then please do get in touch with me. If you have really enjoyed this video or enjoyed it as it's inspired you, then please comment below on how you have got on with these suggestions, sharing what your feelings are, trying to get you to do some of these which are not actually in your best interest, and share it with me. Also, do share this video with other people that you think it may benefit. Write these main questions out that I've shared with you on a post-it note, somewhere where it will catch your eye as a reminder. And finally, let's stay in touch. Let's stay connected so that we can help each other make those positive, empowering changes to live better. Finally, before I go, if you really want to learn more about what I can do for you, then do visit my website www.zeenatnoorani.com and get in touch with me from there. Or you can book a 30-minute free consultation with me directly on www.calendly.com/Zeenat Noorani. Thank you for watching today.